Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this morning, and I want to thank our host for putting this together. You know, people often ask me, they say, you know, what is it about being a representative? What do you have to do? And I think it comes down to two very important things. One is it's about listening. It's absolutely critical as a representative that you listen to your constituents, and I think that's something that I put first and foremost, and I've done a great deal of. But secondly, it's about representing them, about fighting for them, and about standing up for them. Standing up for them or doing things like what we did recently in fighting for the Page Green Road project. That was a project that was going to be funded by recovery bill money, and the state turned around and said, well, we've used up our share, so we can't do it. Well, I'm on the Transportation Committee, and we went to the state and said, no, you will do it. This is a 100% funded project. This is necessary. It's critical because it does two things. One, it will help the Greek Peak project, where we're spending huge amounts of money and people or tourists will come there. We want to connect it. That's what government does. It creates infrastructure. And it put people to work here in Cortland County. People at Sukkot that will be working there. We fought, we made that project happen, and it's happening now. FEMA came in and was giving the city of Cortland difficulty. We fought with FEMA and made sure that they did the right thing. They had their hearing, and they took the parcels off of the map that were on there that shouldn't have been there. But it's about making sure that the resources that we have there continue. One of our greatest resources here in Cortland is our regional medical facility. Think of what we would be like if we had to drive to Syracuse for those things. So we went and we helped the hospital by getting $250,000 for renewal, for improvement of the surgical and maternity wing. These are the kind of things that you need to bring home. We were able to get $2.4 million for Cortland Cable, and think about this. Our greatest resource here is probably SUNY Cortland. We talked about how can we make Cortland connect with the city. We were able to get $250,000 to create a civic engagement curriculum downtown to bring students into Main Street. These are the things that I think it's all about. And helping to bring the Jets here was, I think, a little added benefit. It's been great for our community. It's the kind of thing that I'll continue to fight for. Thank you.
Thank you. And Richard Hanna, who is running against Representative Arcuri.
Actually, I don't think of it that way. I always think I'm running for you, not against anyone. But thanks. Thank you for putting this together. I was here a couple of years ago. It was a great event, and I enjoyed it. And I've been out to Cortland many times in the last couple of years. I'm a business person. I started from nothing as a young man in upstate New York, and ultimately built a business that had over 450 employees, and have enjoyed my life. And I have 2 young kids and a great wife. And I'm doing this because I want to secure my children's future and your children's future, and because we've seen 1.5 million people leave New York because of the loss of opportunity. This election is about what you and I want the future of this country to be. It's about guaranteeing that we are not the first generation to pass forward less than we received. We have become a nation that spends more than it earns, imports more than it exports, borrows more than it can pay back, and consumes more than it can produce. The loss of prosperity in upstate New York is a clear example of the cause and effect between high taxes, excess regulation, and economic decay. I believe we are entitled to a government that works, a government with a moral compass and a sense of fairness that fixes our problems and makes the hard choices first. We deserve a government that secures our future, not for the next political cycle, but for generations to come. Our children will not judge us by what we say. They won't care if our politics are to the right or to the left, but they will know how we left this country, whether or not we moved it forward or backward. And that's why I'm running for Congress, and I appreciate your time here today. Thank you very much.